Richmond is changing. The people paying attention already know it. Property values are rising. Entire neighborhoods are shifting. Outside investors are moving aggressively across cities like this one. And a lot of the people who help build and maintain these communities are still being positioned the same way they were 10 or 20 years ago, as labor, not ownership. A lot of contractors already feel the pressure, working harder than ever, while feeling less secure than they did 5 years ago. Material costs are higher, margins are tighter, competition is increasing, and the nonstop cycle of chasing projects, invoices, and cash flow is starting to wear people down, especially the experienced operators, the people who spent decades helping build homes, neighborhoods, businesses, and infrastructure for everyone else, while quietly realizing they may never truly participate in the long-term wealth being created around them. That's the part nobody talks about enough. Some contractors are going to spend the next 10 to 20 years helping build growth they never actually benefit from. And by the time they finally look up, ownership may already be out of reach. That's real. And in markets changing this quickly, timing matters, because the next phase of wealth creation in Richmond is already happening. The redevelopment, the housing transformation, the infrastructure investment, the long-term land positioning, it's already underway. And the people who position themselves early will participate very differently from the people who wait too long to move. That's why Contractors to Investors was created, not as another motivational real estate program, not as fake luxury culture for social media, and not as another networking room full of people talking big while building nothing meaningful. This ecosystem was built around a much more serious idea. The people who build communities should have the opportunity to own part of them too. Not someday, not theoretically, now. Because the truth is, most contractors already possess one of the most valuable skill sets in real estate. They understand how things actually get built. What many hardworking operators were never intentionally given was access. Access to the right relationships, access to redevelopment conversations, access to ownership pathways, access to strategic positioning, access to funding awareness, access to the kinds of rooms where long-term projects and opportunities are discussed early before the general public even realizes what's happening. That's the real divide. Not intelligence, not capability, not work ethic. Access. And while many local professionals are still focused on surviving project to project, outside capital is quietly acquiring property, infrastructure, and long-term influence at scale. That's why this conversation is bigger than business. This is about participation. Participation in redevelopment, participation in ownership, participation in long-term community wealth, participation in shaping what Richmond becomes over the next decade. Because whether most people realize it yet or not, the next generation of wealth in this city is already forming. The only question is who will have ownership in it and who will only provide labor inside it. That's why this ecosystem stays grounded. No hype, no overnight success promises, no pretending real estate is easy, and no fake millionaire performances designed to manipulate people already carrying enough pressure. Just real positioning, real infrastructure, real relationships, real redevelopment awareness, and real opportunities to participate differently before the next wave fully arrives. And because ecosystems like this only work when the right people are brought in intentionally, this first Richmond cohort is limited to 20 contractors and skilled professionals, not to manufacture scarcity, but because relationship-driven ecosystems require alignment, trust, and serious long-term thinking from the beginning. The goal is not to bring in everyone. The goal is to bring in the right people early. People thinking beyond survival income, people thinking beyond the next invoice, people thinking about ownership, redevelopment, retirement stability, legacy, and long-term positioning for their families and communities. Because the people who help build Richmond should not spend the next phase of its growth watching everyone else benefit from what this city becomes. They deserve the opportunity to participate in it too. At $129 a month, this is not simply about information. It's about entering the room early enough to begin building the relationships, positioning, and ownership pathways that could shape the next chapter of your future. Because Richmond's transformation is already underway, And the people helping build it deserve more than survival. They deserve the opportunity to help own what comes next